Welcome back to another live. Praise Yah and give Yah all the glory. Okay. I'm going to turn to the east and praise the Elohim. First off by saying, I thank you, Yah, for all of your guidance and mercy, for your mercy endures forever. I pray that you will guide us as we go along in this study today. Praise your almighty name. Guide my tongue, please, Yah, and let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Yah, my strength and my redeemer. Hallelujah. So, I hope everyone enjoyed their day and evening. Okay, so I've come back with another topic, this time from I catch his name. Should have pulled it up. You know what? While we're waiting for all of this to come up, let's go ahead and play a song. It's by King Malachi. It's called Children of the Slave Ships. Hallelujah.
Moses told us that this would happen if we didn't handle what we were supposed to handle in Deuteronomy 28. And stand on that business with the Most High Yah, King Malachi.
They don't know what it feels like living in a world where you have no place, but we know what it feels like living in a world where we have no space. We're children of the slave ships. We are the ones that made it. We children of the slave ships, but we forgot where we come from. Yeah. 400 years long ago, it's been a long trip. Ain't nothing new under the sun, same time as Egypt. We them people, 70 years we was in Babylon. Daniel shown up was a prophet back in Babylon. America, a lot of my people down in Carolina. Tribe of Judah, Carolina, we the bold riders. Harriet Tubman, my ancestor, she from Israel. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they all from Israel.
A lot of people don't know that we living out a curse right now. The Most High came down and visited us in the time of Moses and gave us the Torah, His commandments and statutes and judgments, but we wouldn't listen. We've been scattered to the four corners of the
Don't
earth.
know what it feels like living in a world where you have no place, but we know what it feels like living in a world where we have no space. We're children of the slave ships. We are the ones who made it. We children of the slave ships, but we forgot where we come from. Yeah. Everywhere we lay our head, we just some visitors. People live back in our home, hardly ever mention us. I can't blame them, everybody want the promised land. It's our fault that we not living in the promised land. Genesis chapter 15, read verse 13. It's so obvious we here living a prophecy. I can't wait till we go home, owning our land. Resurrected out the dirt, Father Abraham.
The meek shall inherit the earth. Everybody putting that work in for the Most High, gonna have eternal life. These other nations can't fathom our pain. The Most High I'll resurrect us again.
They don't know what it feels like. Living in a world where you have no place, but we know what it feels like. Living in a world where we have no space. We children of the slave ship.
Praise Yah, and we are the children of the slave ships. And isn't it funny how they make it seem like you're just supposed to just discard your whole history and your past? See, every nation gets to talk about their past. Every nation gets to talk about who they are and celebrate it. But as soon as black people start talking about our history and where we truly come from, oh, nobody wants to hear that miserable crap. Stop complaining. Pull yourself up. What? That doesn't even make sense. What if I told you to do the same thing whenever you talked about the Holocaust? Right? Nobody's looking for sympathy. I don't know. Maybe some of us are looking for sympathy. I can't speak for all of us. But I know that when we talk about our history, we're not even talking to you a lot of the times. We're really teaching our own people. And we're really teaching our own children. So it has nothing to do with you. Whoever you are. And you're against the Hebrews whenever we talk about where we come from and who we are. We're not talking to you. Now, if you want to listen, we're not going to stop you. But we ain't come here to pick you up out of the dust and dust you off, because you didn't need that. It's our people who are lacking, right? It's our people who are behind. So no nation should have any type of right to come and tell you how you should be talking about your history to your people. Always remember that. Now, and then some of them call it, and I don't want to go off far into it because that's a separate topic. I want to talk about is Esau the white man, but I guess this has something to do with it because a lot of these folks out here believe that Esau's the white man. And a lot of these white supremacists have the same mentality as Esau, which is to keep a nigga down. They call us talking about our history a victim mentality. Don't have a victim mentality. You're always a victim. For telling the truth? Wow. I mean, I guess that's what they want us to be, right? That's the only way they can keep their slaves. We have to have a victim mentality, as they say, right? But the only way that we can free ourselves is to know where we're coming from. Where do we come from? Where we are and where we're going. And the Most High covers all of that. All you got to do is open up the book of Yah, the word of Yah, and you'll see it. All of it together. So first let's go to, because I want to establish who Esau is not, just so we all have a clear understanding of who Esau is not. Let's first go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. And happy preparation night to everyone out there. Preparation day. Getting ready for Shabbat tomorrow. Hallelujah. And those who probably already finished and probably already sleep. Right? Alright, so Deuteronomy chapter 32. Let's start at verse 20. And it reads, and he said, this is the Most High, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not Elohim. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Those who are not a people. Did you hear that? A foolish nation. Well, we notice it's not talking about Esau, because Esau was established. Let's see what chapter we need to go to. Let's go to Genesis chapter 26. I believe it is. No, it's not Genesis 26. Genesis 25. Okay. It was way back in Genesis 25. Wow, yeah, it's way back in Genesis 25 and verse 30. Alright, so Genesis 25 verse 30. Well, actually, let's start at verse 29. And it says, and Jacob saw pottage. He was making some porridge, soup. Not porridge, soup, pottage, right? And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray you, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. You see, Edom, his name for his nation, was established right there. So he was already established as his own people right there. See, his name's Esau from Edom. And they dwelt in Mount Seir. We know who these people are, right? We know who they are because we're siblings. We're twins. But the Most High told us in Zechariah chapter 7. Let's go to Zechariah 7. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm marking these off. In verse 14 it says, well, let's start at verse 13. Therefore it has come to pass that as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I would not hear, said Yah of hosts. But I scattered them with the whirlwind among all the nations, whom they knew not. You understand? The Most High said he scattered us with a whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. But we knew our brother. You understand? He's not the one that was whooping us on the slave plantations. Those were the Gentiles. You understand? He was giving us up to them and murdering us in the land. All right? So we know that the Gentiles are not the ones who our foremother Rebecca gave birth to. Let's go to Daniel chapter 11. And let's start at verse 36. Okay, because we're about to describe the Gentiles right here. All right. So it says, and the king shall do according to his will. Well, first, let's go to the very first verse so we can hear what nations we're talking about first, right? So, verse 11. Also I, in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I, stood to confirm and to strengthen him. And now will I show you the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, and the 4th shall be far richer than they all. And by his strength, through his riches, he shall stir up all against the realm of Greece. Right? So we have get an understanding of who we're talking about here. And a mighty king shall stand up that shall rule with great dominion and do according to his will. Right? And you can go on and you can read that if you like. But the point I want to make is down starting at verse 36. So it says, and the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god. Who does that sound like? Okay. And shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, the Elohim of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. For that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the Elohim or the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. Who does that sound like? Okay. Verse 38. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things. Because every nation, every man in every nation has an MO. Every nation, or every man in every nation, is notorious for something. He's well known for something. He has certain traits. Right? And this just so happens to be the trait of this man's nation. Verse 39. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. And he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain. And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots, and with horsemen, and with many ships. And he shall enter into the countries, and shall overflow and pass over. See that he's going out into various countries. You understand? Verse 41, he shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown. But these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom. So there you go. It tells you right there. This is not talking about Esau. They're not the same. They're not the same nation. It says, these shall escape out of his hand, even Esau, Edom, and Moab, and the chief of the children of Ammon. He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape. But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt. And the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps. But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy, and utterly to make away many. And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. Praise Yah, right? It is spoken. Okay? You tell me the white man wrote the Bible. Right? Not if you're going to write yourself out as the antagonist and the defeated. No, you would always paint yourself as the victor. Right? So, that's not talking about Esau. So we're starting to understand our brother was not white. Go to and this is not to say that Esau did not mix, because we're going to talk about that. Esau mixed. Esau is a mixed multitude. But guess what? So is Israel. Talk about that too. Right? No, that's not what I'll go to. 2 Kings chapter 5. And let's go all the way down to the 7th or the 27th verse. And it says, the leprosy therefore of Naaman shall cleave unto you and unto your seed forever. And he went out from his presence a leper as white as snow. Now, you see that? It says he's a leper as white as snow. Let's go to Genesis 25. Let's go to Genesis 25. And let's go all the way down to the 23rd verse. Well, let's start at the 27th. Actually, I like this story. Let's start at the 21st verse. Let's start at the 21st verse. And Isaac entreated Yah for his wife, because she was barren, and Yah was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yah. And Yah said unto her, 2 nations are in your womb. What did it say? 2 nations are in your womb. So I'm just going to pause right there real quick. If 2 nations were already established, right, as nations by the Most High to her, While they were in the womb, the Most High had already established them as nations. The Most High would not have told us that we were going to be frustrated amongst the people, right? Angry amongst the people, envious amongst the people who were not a people. They're not even, the Most High hadn't even established them yet. He hadn't even established them yet. So how could they be the same nation as the nations that were established in Rebekah's womb? But it says, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from your bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Does it say white as snow? Does it say leprous? It makes no mention of or implying that he's white at all. It's just saying when he was born, when he came out, because it says he came out, implying that he was being born and his color had not come in yet. Does that mean that he wasn't of a lighter complexion? Of course not. He was obviously born lighter than the other. That's what it meant. His melanin hadn't come in as much as his brother's melanin. He was not leprous as snow. You understand? So the Most High would have made that very clear if he was white. It would have said he came out leprous, white as snow. Just like Miriam, just like Naaman. Right? And you do realize, hold on a second. You do realize that Edom was a part of Israel. Edom was a part of us because it's our brother. In the southern part of Israel. But let's really get into it, because I know and did I even introduce the brother that brought this subject up? Let me go back. I don't believe I did. I was in a rush, y'all. I'm sorry. The brother that brought this up was J.R. Mack. Thank you, brother. He says, he posts that Esau, not being the white man, I would like to see one descendants of Edom and Shittim mixed child in the Bible, a name or mother or father, because as I read Esau had Hamite and Ishmaelite wives, and none other is mentioned unless I missed something, or Obadiah 1 through 12, especially verse 7 that everyone seems to skip over, or Deuteronomy chapter 28, and see what people that the Most High sent on us, or I think he means the people that the Most High sent to put us in captivity, because it was not the children of Edom. They just took confederacy with the people that the Most High sent on us. In Obadiah 1, chapter 1, verse 7 says, the same people they took confederacy with deceived them and prevailed over them, took their bread and laid a heavy wound on them. The same people from Jasher chapter 90 he goes by, I just want to know, how can people show Esau is the white man with only Bible? Okay, with only the Bible. All right. So yes, these are some of the topics that I do enjoy discussing. Y'all have really good topics, man. So thank you for that, brother. Let's go to Genesis chapter 27. Let's go to Genesis chapter 27 and let's start reading wait a minute. I must have wrote down the wrong chapter. Yeah, why is it not? Okay. Genesis chapter 27, and then we're going to start reading at the 39th verse, and it says, And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. Right? So Isaac is blessing Esau right now, after he gave the firstborn blessing to Jacob, because as we all know, Esau sold his birthright to his brother for a bowl of soup, right? Then it says in verse 40, And by your sword shall you live, and shall serve your brother, and it shall come to pass, when you shall have the dominion, that you shall break his yoke from off your neck. And then it says, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Because of course he doesn't want the blessing to come into fruition. So he's like, I'm going to kill him. Right? But, so he hated him. And I just want to, I want to really know, like, do we know, or do we recognize, and I'm talking about us as a people, do we recognize that face? Like, similar to the one in the thumbnail, the one that looks like Esau with the game over his shoulder. Like, y'all recognize that angry face? Huh? Y'all recognize it? Like, it don't matter who it's on. It could be on somebody that's white, it can be on somebody that's black, it can be on somebody that's Hispanic or Latino or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. But it's just like, it's that same angry face. Especially when they see our people. Especially when they see our people. And it's like, what y'all hate us so much for? When they see the black people of the transatlantic slave trade, no matter where we are, on the four corners of the earth, man, they see us and they just like, you see that face. Like MAGA. And some of these folks, I have to say, because you know Esau done mixed with a whole lot of different nations. Some of these people have some of Esau's blood in them. And some of these people know who we are. That's why they get so angry. That's why they are confederate against us. Because some of these people know who we are. You never know who you're walking past. Because no, it doesn't make sense for someone to be so angry at someone they don't know. that did nothing to them. And some people want to blame it on possession and the devil and all these things. But the Most High clearly tells you over and over again who your enemies are. And you just have to accept it. Someone who hates you without cause is your enemy. They made themselves your enemy. You understand? So it ain't nothing to, feel confused about, or because a lot of our people feel like they're confused. I'm like, we ain't do nothing. Why everybody hate us? Why everybody hate? As a collective. Now, of course, again, you have case by case basis. You know what I'm saying? You got a case by case basis. But as a whole, as a majority, for a collective to hate you without cause, that is definitely something deeper going on. Something a lot deeper. So all of these nations, which we're going to read about, they stand with Esau. A lot of these nations stand with Esau. They know who you are. Some of them are just followers, They know that everybody in their family hates you, so they're going to hate you too. Some people are just foolish. They don't know. But you really do have people out here that know. Especially those who control the airwaves, media. They know. They control what you can do as a black person in Hollywood, all of that. They know who you are. And everybody that's working in cahoots with them against you and to keep you asleep and to keep you oppressed, keep you at the bottom, it's not by accident. It's all by design. The Most High set up the whole system. You understand? But not to get off topic, because that's a whole nother topic. Let's stay on topic with Esau and Edom. He's very unique. Edom, Esau. Alright? He's a direct enemy of you. Black man and black woman of the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade. Right? He's your direct enemy. And there are heathens who work with him. They work with this nation to keep you defeated. They work hard at it. So let's go to Genesis chapter 27. And do I want to read that part of it? Yes. So you'll see down at the bottom of Genesis chapter 27 and verse 46 that Jacob and his bloodline, like he chose his bloodline very carefully from how Esau chose his bloodline. So in verse 46 it says, "And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do to me?" So Jacob made sure that his wives were of the bloodline. He made sure that his wives were of Israel. his own women. Like what a lot of our women complain about today, especially being in these curses, that a lot of our men just don't like us, don't like their own women. Whereas our ancestor, our forefather Jacob, he made sure that he chose from our women, right? But Esau had the traits of a wild man, right? He liked to go off and be with other nations. This is what he liked to do. Now, so that's why you can't really say, oh, Esau is this color or Esau is that color, because Esau has mixed with the Hamites, Esau has mixed with the Japhethites, and Esau's mixed with the Shemites. He's mixed with Ishmael. He's mixed with the Hittites, right? So you can't really put a specific color on Esau, because his seed is kind of like all over the place. That was a part of his MO, right? Eventually we went off and we did the same things, but not to the same extent as Esau. Alright, we're totally different nations. As a result of this, we're totally different nations. They were born twins and then ended up two different nations. That tells you how much one went afar off from the other. Okay? So no, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, Esau's the white man. Esau has his seed up in white people, certain white people. He has his seed up in certain black people. He's got his seed up in certain Ishmaelite people that's over there. And a lot of Ishmaelite people are black. Right? He's all over the place. But I know my enemy when I see him. I can tell you that much. Let's go to Genesis chapter 26. And let's read starting at verse 34. And it reads, And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beeri, the Hittite, and Bashemath, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, which were a grief of mind unto Isaac and Rebekah. You see? These people were a grief of mind to Isaac and Rebekah. They were not of Israel. They had different customs, traditions, different traits and ways about them. And these people come from idol worship, idol worshipers. They don't worship the God of Israel. You understand? And that's really what it all comes down to. He liked idol worshipers. Esau was into that. And Jacob followed. Israel followed, right? Those ways of their copying their big brother, right? Go to Genesis 28. And we're going to start at verse 7. It says, And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and was gone to Padanaram. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father, then went Esau unto Ishmael. So we just read he was with the Hittites. Now he's with the Ishmaelites. and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebajoth, to be his wife. Right? And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. He was listening to his parents. He was the good one, the square, right? He was the good one. Isaac was the bad, or Esau was the bad one. That's how you know who's in control of the world today, because it's always the bad one that wins. The bad one always comes out on top. You gotta be the baddest. That's how you know who's in charge of the system of the world right now. It's not Jacob. Jacob was the good one. But since Jacob's trying to keep up with Esau, now he gotta change his whole how he move. I gotta move like Esau. I gotta move like my big bro. I gotta keep up. That's the standard. So we know who's in charge. You're not fooling anybody when you say you're the chosen. You say you're Jews over in the land of Israel. You're not fooling anyone, because we know who's in charge. The bad one is in charge. And the bad one is going to continue to do bad things. You understand? So let's go on to do I want to talk about the kings of let's go on to First Chronicle chapter 1. First Chronicle chapter 1. Okay. And let's start reading at the 35th verse. In the 35th verse of First Chronicles chapter 1, it says, "The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Ruel, and Jush." Look, he even look like Jewish. Jush and Ja'alam and Korah. Right? All of these people are a mixed multitude. This is a mixed multitude of people. So although Esau started out as a light-skinned brother, right? His seed is so spread, you can't even call him that no more. You can't even call Esau that. You can't call him white either. Because that's just not who he is. Alright. And that's not to say that people who are biracial, people who are mixed with white and black, are Esau. It's to say that he's so mixed up, he's turned into other nations that you wouldn't even recognize. He out there looking like Bin Laden and stuff. You feel me? Like, this man is not the same Esau that was born from Rebecca. It's just not. And then he's got his seed in many different places, even in black races and in white races. But we could say the same thing. Again, we can say that we have this race and that race and this. So it's almost like the Most High is trying to show us something. Like, you know how you have like a doppelganger, and then you have like a twin and then an evil twin. But y'all are exactly the same, but yet y'all polar opposites at the same time. That's Jacob and Esau, or yin and yang, right? So let's go to 1 Chronicles chapter 18. Okay, 1 Chronicles chapter 18. And I'm going to start at verse 12. So it says, Moreover, Abishai the son of Zeruiah slew the Edomites in the valley of Salt, 18,000. Wow. And he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. Thus Yah preserved David whithersoever he went. So that right there is proof that Jacob's blessing regarding his eldest brother serving him came true. Right? That is the blessing in Genesis chapter 27 that was given to our forefather Jacob, that Esau would serve him, and he did. So let's go to 2 Kings chapter 8 to piece it together, because that's just one part of it, what we just read. And let's start at verse 20. And it reads, In his days Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah, and made a king over themselves. So when our forefather Isaac told Esau he was going to break our yoke from off their neck, then that's exactly what happened. In his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah, that's us, that's Israel, and made a king over themselves. So he prevailed. Now all this stuff already happened. So after he served us, then what was supposed to happen? Y'all remember? Go back to Genesis chapter 27. And let's start reading at the 39th verse. He says, And Isaac his father said unto him, Behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. You understand? The fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. So after he broke off the yoke that we had on him because he was serving us, right? He went and he built his own empire, right? He built his own empire. Do I want to start in Amos first? Let's go to Obadiah. Yeah, let's go to Obadiah. Because I know we went over this in a previous video, but we're gonna go over it again. Praise Yah. Alright, so in Obadiah, it's only one chapter. Let's just start reading at the first verse, and it says, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yah Elohim concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yah, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made you small among the heathen. You are greatly despised. So, you can't tell me this is white folks, because everywhere you go, you'll see white people. What you call white people, or lepers, right? So, no, this is not talking about them. This is talking about a very small percentage of heathens. A small percentage of heathens. Even smaller than the lepers. You understand? And so, the Most High is not a liar. Think about who fits this description. Remember we talked about yesterday, when we talked about, the sister brought up a topic about us being Native Americans. And I was telling you, you have to fit the description, right? We have to fit the description. So when it comes to all these other nations, you have to also fit them in the description. You have to put them in the description that the Most High put them in. It describes their traits. Everything about them, even down to their population size. Right? So the Most High tells us in verse 2, behold, I have made you small among the heathen. You are greatly despised. The pride of your heart has deceived you, you that dwell in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? You understand? So we know from this, the Most High gives you a description of where this person is located. That's a geographic location. Where do you see all those clefts of the rock? Well, you see it in all those ruins over in the Middle East. Right? All through there. Very mountainous. A lot of desert. Ruins. Right? He that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that says in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Because he's so arrogant, and he doesn't believe anyone can bring him down. Because he was blessed by his father Isaac, our daddy, our forefather, saying that he was going to give him the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. So he's spoiled, right? Verse 4, though you exalt yourself as the eagle, and though you set your nest among the stars, thence will I bring you down, saith Yah. See? And I hate to keep bringing up this eagle and how it's the symbol of America. And I'm just like, isn't this character always bringing the eagle into something? Right? Always got the eagle on his side. Verse 5. That's just me. But verse 5. If thieves came to you, if robbers by night, how are you cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to you, would they not leave some grapes? So they made sure that when we went into captivity, when we were besieged, they made sure that they got every last grape, plucking them off the ground. They wanted to see our land completely desolate. They wanted to see us with nothing, in ruins. That's how much our brother hates us. And everyone who stands in solidarity with him. In verse 6, it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Oh yeah, because he got it coming to him. You best believe that. He definitely got it coming to him. He don't see it yet. Verse 7. All the men of your confederacy, see? All the men of your confederacy have brought you even to the border. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you and prevailed against you. They that eat your bread have laid a wound under you. There is none understanding in him. You understand? There was none understanding in him. These other nations that you have such a hard time with, Israel, these other nations who hate your guts, are a part of the confederacy. They're in they've joined arms with Esau, whether they realize it or not. That's who they support. Because if you're an enemy of Israel, you're an ally of Esau. Esau took our whole identity and made sure we stayed asleep. Don't you think if this nation was the chosen, right? These people call themselves the chosen. The Jews. They sure don't have much to say when it comes to being out in the open and speaking to the people of the world. Everything they do seems to be like some Buddhist monks. They go somewhere in secrecy. They never really have a message to relay to the people. What are they hiding? Right? What are they hiding? You call yourself chosen, but yet you don't conduct yourself like you are. You call yourself chosen, but yet you're doing very, 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 very wicked things. Very wicked things. See, my people, I can say with this generation, a lot of them still don't even know who they are. they just out there, right? So there is no responsibility on them. But see, when you call yourself chosen, you say you are the chosen nation, yet you don't lead by example, wouldn't you just be considered a hypocrite? And a liar? And a con artist? A scammer? When you know that you control the airwaves, and you don't put anything out there to program people with righteousness, but you put out blood and gore and perverseness. And yes, more and more and more. That's what sells. Movies, all of that. It's to program you in wickedness. But you call yourself the chosen, holy people. I mean, anybody with two eyes, I would think, could see that. I think Stevie Wonder could see that. That's a lie. It's just not true. Everything you do is opposite of what you say. And folks, don't think that this is all coincidence. People, these nations that conspired against us, it was very intentional. Very intentional. Why would you go so far as to take someone's identity and try your hardest, put billions of dollars, possibly even trillions, into keeping that group of people at the bottom, at the very bottom? See, the Most High tells us to look out for the poor and the needy. That's what the Most High tells us to do. The fatherless and the widow. But you promote division in families and households amongst the people. You sow discord. Keep the races going at each other. It's white against black and all of this. And those stupid people fall for it. But yeah, I don't mean to go off on a rant. It just sometimes frustrates me when it's like people can't see a lie staring them right in the face. They just can't see it because they want to believe in other lies. What reason would there be for any nation in this world to say that they are the chosen? What? And then they don't act chosen. Nothing about them screams holy at all. Weird maybe, awkward, but not holy. Underground tunnels, creeps, yeah, not holy. Names like Epstein, not holy. Right? Let's be real. Let's keep it a 1,000. Let's keep it 1,000. Right? Let's keep it 1,000,000. Nothing about that screams holy to me, and it shouldn't scream holy to anyone else. But what reason would they have to claim that they are holy? What reason would they have to claim that they're God's chosen people? Except that it's a facade for something, to hide something. We have a whole group of people, our people, around the world who are divided and don't even know where their ancestry starts. Don't even know where to begin to pick up the pieces. Why is there a nation on this earth that's even like that? But see, they call themselves the lost tribes. When we fit all that description, we are the lost people. We don't know where we come from. Come on. Anyways, it's real nefarious. It's very nefarious. And it's very crafty. So verse 8, it reads, "Shall I not in that day, saith Yah, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And your mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter." Did you hear that? They shall all be cut off by slaughter. They running around slaughtering people. And they're going to get cut off by slaughter. So let's go back to Genesis. Before I move on, I'm gonna go back to Obadiah, but I want to go back to Genesis real quick. Genesis chapter 27, I believe it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. And it's verse 40. Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. And it reads, "And by your sword you shall live. You see that? By your sword you shall live. Does he fit the description though? Does he fit the description? We're going to do some racial profiling today. Tonight, right? By your sword shall you live. And is that how he lives? Does he live by the sword? Is he proving every single day that he lives by the sword? He does. It's obvious. Most High, this word ain't no lie. You understand? This word is the truth. What you mean? This word is the truth. Let's go back to Obadiah chapter, or just Obadiah, because there's only one page. And let's continue. So verse 10 says, well, actually, let's read verse 9 again. And your mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So he lived by the sword and he gonna die by it. Right? Verse 10. For your violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. You're gonna get cut off forever. Esau's gonna get cut off forever. So why do you think he's acting like a maniac? He gonna go for it all. He gonna bomb everybody he can bomb. He gonna drop bombs on anybody he can drop bombs on. Why? Because he knows he's gonna be cut off forever. So he like, what I got to lose, man? What I gotta lose? I'm taking as many of y'all out with me as I can. That's like those people, you know, he falling out the plane, and he trying to hold on to you, grab you out the plane with him. You're going with me. So you can remain Confederate, you can remain in arms with him, you can stay buddy and cool with him, and guess what? You're gonna go down with him. This word is not a lie. The Most High is not a liar. You understand? In verse 11 it reads, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even you were as one of them. You understand? Esau was one of them. One of our enemies. The enemies of the black people of the transatlantic slave trade. You understand? In verse 12 it reads, but you should not have looked on the day of your brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should you have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should you have spoken proudly in the day of distress. See? He was rejoicing over our downfall, celebrating, popping bottles over our downfall. Your worst hater. You understand? You gotta know when you're looking at the enemy. Verse 12 or verse 13. You should not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, you should not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Look at all this stuff he did when we were falling. Like, dang, that's like a person that's robbing you while you're dying. They going through your pockets, right? That's not cool. And you supposed to be our brother? See, this is the type of spirit that we're dealing with. This is the type of animal we're dealing with, y'all. We cannot sit here and act like these people don't fit the description, because they do. These people fit the description, and anybody who's in cahoots with them, you fit this description as well. That's how you attach yourself to the wrong side of history. That's how you attach yourself to the enemy of the Creator and the enemy of Israel. When you're against us, you're for them. And the Most High is going to let you know that in this book right here. That's why the Most High tells you right there, you should not have entered in the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yet you should not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity, because that's exactly what all the other nations were doing. You became as one of them. Most High says you became as the stranger in the 12th verse. So you want to stand in arms with Esau, right? Because he's ruling right now, but you're going to fall with him. That's your fate. That's all of your fate. Verse 14, neither should you have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither should you have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. Most High is giving you a description of who you are and what you have done to the black people of the transatlantic slave trade. For the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen. You see, the Most High getting on y'all too. As you have done, it shall be done unto you. Your reward shall return upon your own head. For as you have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. So, standing in arms with Esau is going to lead to your demise. It's not a coincidence that all of this is happening at the same time, guys. I mean, think about it. Remember, we read 400 plus years, right? 400 plus years. We were going to be dealing with this fourth kingdom in Abraham's dream, our forefather Abraham. And the Most High says, after that shall that nation be judged. Because remember, again, the land of the north, America, is the marker, the time marker, the standard. That marks the 400 years. You understand? We start counting when we get to the daughter of Babylon. That's when we count the days of our captivity. Because remember, the Most High controls time, numbers, the count, all of that. So the Most High gives you the history markers. It doesn't go by an idol. AB, AD, BC, and all. No. It goes by the Most High's time markers. The Most High started counting at the daughter of Babylon captivity, 400 years, right? And after that, that nation will be judged. It's not a coincidence that all of this is happening all at the same time. The nation is being judged, and a lot of things are going on with those who call themselves the chosen. And a lot of ruckus going on over there at this time. None of this is a coincidence. Verse 17 reads, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yah has spoken it. So when Esau is destroyed, that is the work of God. You know God has worked when Esau is destroyed. You understand? And that is doing the work of God. Do you understand? Verse 19. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines. And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of his host, of this host of the children of Israel, shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Seraphat or Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yah's. Okay? The fifth kingdom. This hasn't happened yet. This hasn't happened yet, y'all. We're still waiting for prophecy to be fulfilled. Praise Yah. I mean, I can't fit all of these, and there's so much that I want to talk about. I cannot fit all of these. I can't fit all this into one Bible study, y'all. It's already late. Praise Yah. Yeah. It's 11:11. Y'all, I'm about to go. Praise Yah. All praises, honor, and glory go to the Almighty Yah. I'm gonna go ahead and play a song. We can get into it, but like I said in this video, just know Esau might have started off black, like a light-skinned brother, and he was very hairy, but he mixed with a lot of different nations, y'all. Oh yeah, let me show you. I told y'all I was gonna show y'all where before we go. Israel is also a speckled bird, y'all. Jeremiah chapter 12. Jeremiah chapter 12 verse 9. And the Most High says, my heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about her are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. And we all know the Most High's heritage, or the Most High's heritage, right? That's Israel. We are a speckled bird. And if you know what a speckled bird looks like, you know we come in various shades, many shades. So to sit here and say that we're just one group of people would be a lie. Same thing for Esau. Esau is not just one group. Esau is mixed, just like us. He's all mixed up. So I can't tell you. And he has his seed in various races, and he has heathens that are in cahoots with him. They love them, right? Out there making out like fat cats together. So that's all I wanted to talk about, y'all. I hope that the brother got something out of this. Let me go back and see the brother's name. I think his name is JR. Yeah, JR Mac. Brother JR Mac, I hope that you got something out of this study. Again, I wish I could talk about it longer, but it's late, and I'm gonna get on out of here and play y'all a song. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and happy preparation night. Shalom. Praise YAH.
Moses told us that this would happen if we didn't handle what we supposed to handle in Deuteronomy 28. And stand on that business with the Most High Yah, King Malachi.
They don't know what it feels like living in a world where you have no place, but we know what it feels like living in a world where we have no space. We children of the slave ships, we all the ones who made it. We children of the slave ships, but we forgot where we come from. Yeah, 400 years long ago, it's been a long trip. Ain't nothing new under the sun, same time as Egypt. We them people, 70 years we was in Babylon. Daniel sure enough was a prophet back in Babylon. America, a lot of my people down in Carolina. Tribe of Judah, Carolina, we them bold riders. Harriet Tubman, my ancestor, she from Israel. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they all from Israel.
A lot of people don't know that we living out a curse right now. The Most High came down and visited us in the time of Moses and gave us the Torah, His commandments, His statutes and judgments, but we wouldn't listen. We've been scattered to the four corners of the
Don't
earth.
know what it feel like living in a world where you have no place, but we know what it feel like living in a world where we have no space. We children of the slave ships, we all the ones who made it. We children of the slave ships, but we forgot where we come from. Yeah, everywhere we lay our head, we just visit us. People live back in our home, hardly ever mention us. I can't blame them, everybody want the promised land. It's our fault that we not living in the promised land. Genesis chapter 15, read verse 13. It's so obvious we here living a prophecy. I can't wait till we go home, owning our land. Resurrected out the dirt, Father Abraham.